So, Bad Times at the El Royale is now in theaters. It's the newest Drew Goddard film. He's the same guy who gave us Cabin in the Woods, directed and wrote that film. Also wrote The Martian. So he's a pretty good guy, I'd say. I'm a fan of Cabin in the Woods. I'm a fan of The Martian as well. So let's see how Bad Times at the El Royale is, shall we? It's a film about a bunch of people that go to a hotel, and they all have these ruses. You don't really know who they truly are. And so as the film is slowly revealing who they are, it's a surprise on a lot of aspects, as well as all the key characters as they kind of are mismatched together, and you see certain things unfold. It's interesting. Again, I'm going to try and be vague because I feel as though you need to be vague going into this film. Much in the same way as The Hateful Eight, much in the same way as The Thing. If you go in knowing as little as possible, you will enjoy it. I would say Bad Times at the El Royale, it is The Hateful Eight meets The Thing. Also, I would say meets Pulp Fiction. And I think it's a good film. I do think it's a good film. I wasn't blown away by it, I'll be honest. I wasn't blown away by it. And I'll get into the negatives in a bit. But I just have to say, the first thing I really liked about this film was the cast. Dakota Johnson, I think I might have said it in my 50 Shades Freed review. She's the only good thing in that franchise. I hate 50 Shades films. And I think she was not utilized properly. And she clearly really did not want to be in the role. I feel personally. I mean, she might personally have, but to see her in this role that she's in with, Bad Times at the El Royale, I think it is perfect for her. Jeff Bridges is his usual self, but he also has depth as the priest in the film, and I liked that. I liked that they gave his character that kind of arc. The John Hamm character, it's funny, John Hamm, I now can't get enough of him. Like, I really like him after watching him in Mad Men as Don Draper. So to see him in this, I really dug him, and it's great to see him. Also, Chris Hemsworth is in the film, and one of my fellow reviewers, Larry, really was gushing about Chris Hemsworth, and I have to say, Chris Hemsworth was really good. It's crazy, because I feel as though he does have acting chops. Out of the brothers, actually no, I'd say Luke Hemsworth does have acting chops too, because he was really good in Westworld. But Chris Hemsworth shows that he does have range. It's not just, oh, I'm Thor in the Avengers films. It's like, no, he actually can be really both funny and uneasy to watch with some of the things he does in the film. And I like this character, I do. He doesn't appear until the final act, so for all those people that are swooning over him, you have to wait until the final act. But this is a film that is all about the characters and with how they go about certain things. And sometimes you'll see a scene happen from one character's perspective, and then you'll see it happen from another character perspective, almost the Rashomon effect, if you've seen that movie, as well as almost Vantage Point, which wasn't that good, but it's kind of like that. And part of me says it works. The other part of me is like, and I'll get into that again in the negatives. But I liked it for the most part. I also liked the style. This film was luscious with the costume design, with the makeup, and just the overall production design. It was very nice to look at. And oftentimes there were times where I just kind of got caught up with the overall look of the film. I also liked the structure of the film, how it was broken up into the room title cards, almost Grand Budapest style. It's a very good-looking film. It's a very well-acted film. But is it totally perfect? No. As I was mentioning with the overall how they went about the style of the script with the point of view stuff, I feel as though sometimes it kind of felt a bit repetitive, and I feel as though also towards the end it was kind of like, all right. I mean, there were a couple scenes where it was just like, is this really needed? Also, I feel as though the runtime is a bit long at 2 hours and 21 minutes. I just think that it's not fully warranted. But again, I said this all about The Hateful Eight. If you watch my Hateful Eight review, I did say that about that movie. And rewatching The Hateful Eight, I did like it. Like, my first review for Hateful Eight was 3.75. Then I rewatched it, and I was like 4.5. So, Bad Times at the El Royale, with my review, keep in mind that it might go down upon rewatching, because I do plan on rewatching it, or it might go up. I don't know. But I also have to say that I had problems with how the film didn't really have a lot to say. I think it had touches of what it wanted to say, but it didn't fully grasp the things that it was saying. And it's a shame, really. I mean, also, there's just a couple things in the film that go in the spoiler territory that I just don't want to go into, but those events kind of, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. It's like in that mixed category where it's not positive, but it's also not negative. So it's hard to explain. Again, if you want me to dive further into that, then comment section down below, and I'll try and fully explain it. Just I don't want to spoil it because, again, go into it knowing as little as possible. But in the end, Bad Times at the El Royale, it was a good time for me. It is a good film, I think. It's not perfect by any means, but if you're looking for a breezy adventure that's in the vein of Tarantino and obviously Cat in the Woods, then I think you will definitely enjoy this film. And personally, I will be giving Bad Times at the El Royale a 4.25 out of 5-star rating. If there's like a hot sauce letter grade, we got the old Louisiana's Pure Crystal hot sauce. So it's good. It's a good time, guys. Well, guys, Bad Times at the El Royale. Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and if you want to contact me, it'll be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.